All right, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. I thought he played well in this game. I did think that, I know the overall point totals aren't super high. There was kind of a lower amount of possessions than you typically will see in a game, so that was part of it. But I thought he made some really impressive throws, and there were some negatives that they were able to, not have be overly costly for Mahomes. So yeah, there was some good, there was some bad, there was some in between. Let's talk about it all. Let's start off with this play. It's going to be about Travis Kelsey, who was the story of this game for a very different reason. Video on this channel and some updates in the comments on that video on this channel if you're interested in hearing about all of that stuff. But anyways, going to be Kelsey with a one-on-one matchup on the outside. You're going to see Mahomes take the snap. He runs a play action. He says, hey, Travis Kelsey one-on-one, on the outside against Cameron Bynum in the end zone. Kelsey one-on-one in the end zone. You throw it that direction, right? Pretty simple. You see how Kelsey kind of has this outside leverage. So Mahomes is going to try to get over Bynum, which is, again, number 24 for Minnesota. And as you see, this is a really well-thrown ball. Good defense, as Kelsey wasn't quite able to hang on. He's mad at himself, but I don't think you should be. I mean, that's just good defense. What are you supposed to do? Really good offense, but sometimes a great defender can make a play, even if it was a perfect throw. This play was another just perfect throw. We're second down and 17. And let's just be honest. When the Chiefs see a second down and 17, you're like, okay, so maybe the defense has a chance to stop them, right? That's just how you feel a lot of the time. And, again, not maybe as much this season so far, but you definitely feel that way at times. And watch how when Mahomes takes the snap, it's actually going to be Justin Ross, number 8 for Kansas City, who's getting past the corner who's covering underneath, but it's not wide open. And again, you see a lot of times quarterbacks can underthrow this football. It's how interceptions can happen. You have to be careful. You have to really push it down the field. And again, we know Mahomes has the arm strength to do that. And as you see, he does push it down the field. Ross goes up and gets it, and they're able to make a first down on that play on a second down and 17. So they get the second down and 17. Everyone's happy. Literally the next play, they overcome it. So, definitely some good stuff there by Mahomes to move the ball down the field. Going over to something like this, to me, this is how the Vikings were able to get stops when they were able to get stops. So this is a man coverage situation, and one thing I kind of talk about a lot on this channel is how important it is to get guys open. I often say games are won and lost on the outside now in today's NFL. If you can get guys open, you can move the ball down the field. If you can't get guys open, doesn't matter how much time your quarterback has, no one to throw to. Well, watch how when Mahomes takes a snap, right off the bat, doesn't love what he sees, tries to scramble out, but there's pressure, right? At this point, couldn't get the ball out quickly, and now usually is when pressure is going to come. But for Mahomes, he has this sort of uncanny ability to get out of the pocket, right? I mean, watch him just I don't know how he does it, but he somehow is able to do it, gets outside the pocket, runs down the field. Okay, we're talking about, well into this play at this point. I mean, we are over 8 seconds into the play. That's how long we are into the play. Usually you get about 2.5 seconds before pressure starts coming and the plays break down, but Mahomes is able to move around. And in fairness, there was a chunk of this play when Mahomes couldn't throw the ball because he was dealing with the pressure. But still, you would hope someone's open here. However, Mahomes, who I'm assuming, sees the field pretty well, decided to just throw it away. There did appear to be one Kansas City player kind of open, but there was a Vikings player in between, so it's kind of a tough way to make that play. But as a whole, really good stuff there by Mahomes to not let it be a worse scenario, right? A lot of times quarterbacks say, oh, wow, I made a move. Let me, kind of throw a heat check here, try to fit a ball through a tight window. If nothing's open, nothing's open. Sure, it's a 3rd and 5, and you would like to pick up the first down, but you know what? Sometimes that isn't available. You weren't going to be able to run it for the first down. Sometimes just throw it away. Not a terrible idea. A play like this is just, deadly. It's just insane. I just think these plays are so fascinating, and I don't know how many people. I really don't know how many people make this throw. I feel like people get mad when Mahomes gets compliments, I think, and sometimes it does go too far, right? I still remember that Chris Collinsworth play where he said Mahomes made the greatest play he ever has seen when the ball slipped out of his hand as he was throwing it. But this is something that there's other quarterbacks who can make this play, but there's not that many other quarterbacks who can make this play consistently at the very least. It's man coverage, one-on-one matchup right there. As you see, Mahomes is going to, look up and sees that the receiver has the inside leverage. That's exactly where he's going to go with the football. I mean, watch this ball. That's perfectly on the money. That's exactly where you'd want it to be. That's good defense because the defender reached out to touch it. And if it's a little bit further, then you're forcing your receiver to make a tough catch, and he maybe can't run and pick up the first down. It's just pinpoint accurate. And again, let's just be honest. Every quarterback in the NFL is capable of making this throw. But how many do you expect to make this throw exactly this way every single time? There's a couple, and Mahomes is one of them. As for some negatives, I kind of already touched on, an incomplete pass earlier. Listen, there still were some plays for the Chiefs that didn't end up the way you wanted to, and I don't know how this happens with Mahomes. Mahomes has done a lot of things that I've never seen before. One of them is get so many defensive backs to drop his interceptions. I don't know how he seemingly has figured out how to do this, but I swear, I've never seen someone drop interceptions the way Mahomes does. And as in, obviously, you know what I mean. Get players to drop interceptions, not drop interceptions himself. It's going to be zone coverage. You have a receiver who's going to be running. It's Justin Watson running a route that, okay, you can see how this could get open. Watch as when Mahomes takes the snap, you have, the safety can't really get over in time. It's a one-on-one matchup with the corner. The issue is that this is, I don't know if he just didn't push the ball quick enough, or really just not an open route at this point. This should be an interception. Again, Mahomes gets away with one here. He doesn't always get away with these, although it sometimes feels like he always gets away with these. I don't know what it is, but hey, at the end of the day, you're not complaining. It's just an incomplete pass, so, could be a lot worse. So yeah, those are my thoughts with Patrick Mahomes. I thought he did a good job once Kelsey went down as well to continue to push the ball down the field, be able to make plays that way. I also thought he did a good job of once Kelsey came back on the field, utilizing that weapon and being able to make some of that stuff happen. Is this a not great defense in Minnesota? Yeah, I think so. Although they happened to make some pretty good defensive plays in this game, and Kansas City was still able to overcome it. So, listen, statistically, this is not going to be a day that's going to wow you. 31 for 41, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. It's a good stat line, but it's not like an amazing stat line or anything. 41 attempts, 281 yards. That's certainly on the lower side for Mahomes, but sometimes you got to do what the game asks of you. Sometimes you got to do what the right situation is, and I thought that that's what Mahomes did, is he put the ball where he needed to put the ball. He threw the ball away when he needed to throw the ball away, and he made the great throw when he needed to make the great throw. So, yeah, Mahomes is great, water is wet, all that good stuff. But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Patrick Mahomes. Made a lot of videos on this game as it turned out. I was, already preparing to make this one, and then with the Kelsey situation, I made actually end up two videos on that. One on the injury, the other on just his play. So check those out if you want to. Also made a video on that, the ref controversy as well. So plenty of content on this game if you're interested on this channel. Check that out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of the Mahomes stuff. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.